Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the We Don't Wanna podcast. This is the show where two certified dipshits make uncertified takes about your favorite series. We're your hosts. I am Scott, and joining me as always, he's got at least 2 warts on his cock. It's Zachary! Zachary!
So dumb. Although you would know.
I would know. There's honestly too many to count. That's why I just said there's at least.
At least
two.
That does cover it all for sure.
Yeah.
As do the warts.
I want to make covers it all. I wanted to make sure to be, ultra technical about it. How are you doing this week, pal?
I am, honestly, I'm doing good.
Good.
Yeah. Life's been chilling.
Yeah?
Getting used to my new life balance thing that's happening with work, which I'm not gonna bore you. I'll spare you guys the details, but it's tight. I'm just kind of like falling into this new routine, and it's feeling right.
That's good. You're getting used to the new position and the workflow and everything then?
Yes. Like some things are taking me a little longer than I thought, but others are going faster, and it's just really a matter of like finding my flow to like manage my time better. And it's working out. I'm liking it quite a bit.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. What's really cool is we're in the middle of the day, and like I worked for a good chunk of the day. Took a break to make some food. I watched this episode of Game of Thrones.
You just gotta do whatever you want.
Yeah, gonna record with you, and then when I'm done, I'm gonna finish up the last of the work I have to do. Like it's cool. It's cool.
I don't think I could do it like that. Like I if I'm gonna be working, I just want to like get it all done and over with. I don't like to like break it up like that. You're into that.
I have felt like that, and I have like kind of stressed myself out because I think that's just how that's how work has always been. But the very nice, like those times where you're like, man, I could really just like step away right now, and like that would be really good for me. I can do that.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's really nice. It is. I just have to obviously hold myself accountable to like actually like get through it, which I haven't had any issues with that. So
See, I say I would probably like just to get it all over and done with, but I am also a serial procrastinator at times as well. So who knows? Who knows how that would go?
Also, excuse me. You talking some shit about me, or you trying to say that I am a serial procrastinator? Because that's just not true.
No, I didn't even remotely say that. What the fuck are you talking about?
You said I am also a procrastinator.
Yeah, also as in I claimed I would want to get it all over the place, but I'm also a serial procrastinator, so I probably wouldn't.
Oh.
You are fucking really defensive and sensitive, bud. That was
hey man, maybe I have a complex, okay?
Yeah,
maybe.
I think maybe something is going on for you there, because that was not even remotely
I'll talk to my therapist
aimed
about
at you.
it.
Yeah, talk to your therapist. Tell her, I don't know who your therapist. Tell your therapist that you're a bitch. From Scott, with love.
That's a
is that what you
conversation.
Do? Is that how therapy works? I don't know.
Hey, Scotty, how you doing today, man?
I am fine. Zach is right. It is. I feel like I'm gonna be more, maybe low key and
more of a bitch,
more tired sounding this episode, because we don't usually. It's not the middle of the day. Like we're it's the evening technically.
Yeah.
But we normally record much later at night. So I just feel, but it's fine. I just am not used to it. But I'm glad it's working out for you, pal.
Thanks, bud.
Other than that, it's things are the way that they are.
They are the way that they are. That is how that is.
That's how that works, right?
I feel like whenever we have these like openings where it's like, it's good, like living life, things are fine. It reminds me of like corny ass like office talk.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
like, how are things? Oh, living the
Dude,
dream. Like,
I live for the corny office talk
Dude,
cliches, dude. Like,
I
I've
fucking
gotten
hate
to
it.
a point where I lean into it way harder. Where it's like I only speak in cliches at work. Like it's like
God.
another day, another dollar. You know what I'm saying? And just
Oh
like
my God.
I fucking live for that shit. I'm trying to like roll it over into like past the lame and cringe territory where it's now like fun and ironic. I don't know if I succeed, but that's I literally only.
Is it
speak
like
in
your love
cliches
for
at work.
Nickelback?
I don't really have a love for Creed. Now, if you had said Creed, that would have been.
Well, yeah, see, but I can't give you shit about Creed because I also low-key love Creed.
Well, I don't like Nickelback though, so you can't give me shit about that either.
Okay.
But yes, similar to that. Yes.
Okay.
Anyway,
we've got a couple things to talk about here, Scotty.
oh, do we?
Yeah. So, well, one of them being Game of Thrones, in case you didn't
nah,
know.
we don't do that here.
But the other thing is, this week, it has been released that HBO and Warner Bros. Are kind of finalizing on a deal with J.K. Rowling to potentially do a Harry Potter series.
Yeah, like a reboot, right?
Yeah, where each book, or well, each school year, I should say, not each book, because the last one is split into two, but each school year would be one season long, and that's some news, because I didn't think that we would see something like that for like a long time.
I don't know why you would think that. They fucking, there are no new ideas in the entertainment world. It's everything is just recycled and.
Well, sure, but I guess it's just like, I guess what I'm saying is like these pivotal and like staple cultural, like, I guess, pieces, right? Usually have a longer like turnaround time before that'll happen.
Maybe
like Lord of the Rings is not getting a remake of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, they kind of tried though. I mean, they knew better than that. They thankfully they tried to kind of just do their own thing. Here's my big takeaway from this, because I did see this news as well, and I am just of the opinion of yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, because they've also like greenlit and finalized like 16 different World of Ice and Fire shows.
Sure.
And we've only gotten one spinoff, House of the Dragon.
Did you see that Thousand Ships seems to have been gotten shelved?
No, I didn't hear that. But again, that proves my point.
That one would have been so cool.
That one would have been cool. There was the Jon Snow one, which I still don't know what that would have even been about.
That's my least favorite. Well, that one is still moving forward.
Yeah. Again.
And
I'll believe it when I see it.
Up until now, it's still moving forward. But like, that's the one I'm the least excited about.
Is it supposed to be like a sequel?
A direct continuation from like where we leave Jon Snow.
I just don't.
I don't get it.
Regardless, I'll believe it when I see it. Sure. I am sure that there is interest and that they would like to do these things, and maybe they are emboldened probably by the success of House of the Dragon to keep rehashing and spinning off these properties. But until something gets closer, I'm just also like, is anyone gonna be even? I feel like Harry Potter fans, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but they have so much emotional attachment to that original cast. Like
that I was going to tell you that's maybe one of the biggest, I think, obstacles in my brain. Yeah.
Because how can anyone replace them?
Not the three. I'm okay with Harry, Ron, Hermione getting replaced.
Well, I mean, you have to. Yeah.
Well, sure, but I guess what I'm saying is like the rest of the cast is really, really good.
Yeah.
And just like I don't know, it would just be extremely difficult to like
how
that.
do you recast Snape? Possibly.
Amanda is petitioning for Adam Driver, and I'm like, he's not fucking British.
He's not old enough.
Well, I mean, he could be.
I guess, yeah. That
depending on when this
strict criteria. Listen, like it can be done. Every time I think, like I'll use an example of a thing I think that does this really well, where it's like every time I think there's like, oh, like Batman, like, oh, there will never be a better Alfred than Michael Caine. Like, not that Jeremy Irons was better, but it's like Jeremy Irons came along and did just a fantastic job. Or,
sure.
What's the Commissioner Gordon, where it's like, oh, no one will touch.
Where is the commissioner?
That's a different thing. No one will touch. What is his name? We love this actor. What is his name? Gordon in Nolan's trilogy.
Wait, hold on.
Help me out here, Zach. What do you mean? Wait, hold on.
I'm thinking.
He's the bad guy in Air Force One. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. The fuck is his name? Anyway, the point being.
Wait, hold on. You got me completely.
Do I have you bamboozled right now?
Yeah, wait, hold on. I'm picturing somebody not.
Do you not even know who I'm talking about?
Tinker Tailor, Soldier Spy is Sirius Black, right?
No, it's. Wait, no, yes, it's the same actor. What is Sirius Black's name?
Dude, I can't think
Zachary,
right now.
Oh my god, you are actually killing me.
Regardless, well, you also can't.
The point, you're like having a stroke over here.
It's Gary Oldman?
Gary Oldman, Jesus.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh my god. Gary Oldman. No one could be better than Gary Oldman. And then Jeffrey Wright, does a fantastic job in the Batman. So the point being, oh, and also, I said Jeremy Irons, but I totally forgot about Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis,
Alfred, too. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
The point being is that it can be done. It just has to be done very carefully and with purpose. My point was that I feel specifically the Harry Potter fans that I've talked to hold such a strong connection to that cast and those characters.
The ones that I think would be unbelievably difficult for me are Maggie Smith and like as McGonagall and Hagrid.
Yeah.
And honestly, Snape too. I mean, obviously, Alan Rickman is an absolute legend. But I would love to talk like a potential casting for this with you, like at some point, because really, I think that's a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But
you're
that's not what we're
saving
here
that
to do.
for a Death Wish podcast, probably.
No, I'm just saying that's not what we're here to do right now.
Well, what are we here to do, Zach?
Well, we're here to fucking circle jerk and talk about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, boy. This is season 6, episode 5, The Door. A very infamous, I would say, well-known, like just a well-known episode of Game of Thrones, especially of this season. Are you ready to jump in here so we can talk about it?
Yeah, man. Let's do the goddamn
thing.
Tell us what happens.
I'm gonna tell us what happens. We begin with Sansa and Brienne meeting with Littlefinger in Molestown. Sansa says that either he knew what a monster Ramsay was and is her enemy, or didn't know and is an idiot. He tells her that the Knights of the Vale are at Moat Cailin waiting to fight for her and that he'll do anything for her. She contemplates having Brienne kill him, but ultimately allows him to leave, saying she never wants to see him again. As he leaves, he says her uncle the Blackfish has retaken Riverrun and she should get his army to help her as well. He also manages to seed some doubt about Jon because he's only her half-brother. In Braavos, Arya and the Waif are bow staff training, and despite Arya improving, the Waif still beats her ass. Jaqen gives Arya a history lesson on the Faceless Men, and a new target to kill, an actress named Lady Crane. Jaqen makes it clear that this is her final chance. Arya watches the play that Lady Crane is in, which is a ridiculous version of what's been happening in Westeros, from Bobby B's death to Tyrion being Hand of the King. After spying backstage, Arya tells Jaqen that she will poison the rum that Lady Crane drinks, but she's hesitant because she seems like a good person. Jaqen tells her the price was paid and to not ask questions. Beyond the wall in the Weirwood Cave, Cracklin Oat Bran be vision questing again. This time he sees the children of the forest create the first White Walker by sticking dragon glass into a man's chest. When Bran wakes up, he asks why they did this, and the girl child tells him they were desperate because they were losing the war against men. On the Iron Islands, Yara steps forward to claim the crown at the King's Moot and gets some support, but others ask for Theon since he is the male heir. Theon speaks for Yara and fully backs her as queen, when Euron Greyjoy steps up to claim the throne. Yara immediately accuses Euron of killing Balon, and he's like, oh, most definitely it was me. He proposes to build an enormous fleet and take it to Daenerys and become her husband to conquer Westeros with her. The Ironborn are into this idea and make him king. As Euron is being crowned, Yara and Theon are like, hey, that Daenerys idea was pretty solid. We should go do that instead. This is you.
Yeah, we should go do that instead. I was actually petitioning the fact that you always make me read the Vice Dothrak stuff.
And intentionally so.
It's because you don't know how to say it.
Get used to it.
At Vice Dothrak, Jorah shows Daenerys his grayscale, and she commands him to find a cure and return to her before she rides out as the head of her new Khalasar. In Meereen, the killings have stopped, and there's a fragile peace for now. Tyrion decides that Daenerys needs some better PR and meets with a high priestess of the Lord of Light named Kinvara. I must have missed her name because I do not recognize that at all. To help spread the good word of the Dragon Queen. Kinvara is all in, but Varys is not a fan and calls out the whole religion on their bullshit with Stannis. She recounts the same story Varys told Tyrion about the voice he heard during his mutilation, and the fact that she knows this obviously rattles Varys. She says that they are all on the same side and that she will help them. Back in the Weirwood Cave, Bran goes YOLO solo. God damn it. I'm glad I was able to read that fluidly.
Hell yeah, you nailed it, brother.
YOLO solo vision questing. Dude, that would be a great video game.
True.
YOLO solo vision quest. While the three-eyed raven is snoozing, he sees the army of the dead and the White Walkers, and the Night King sees him. He grabs Bran and marks him as Bran wakes up, and the three-eyed raven says the Night King can now get in and will come for Bran. They prepare to leave, and the three-eyed raven says that Bran must now become him, even though he is not ready. At the wall, Jon says they must take Winterfell, but do not have enough men. Davos and Sansa argue a bit about what needs to be done, but in the end, they agree to start trying to muster. I love that.
That's for Amanda.
That's for Amanda.
Love you, Amanda.
The smaller northern houses to their cause, while Brienne goes to the Blackfish at Riverrun. Oh, and Sansa made her and Jon fancy new wolf duds?
Duds. Hell yeah.
What are duds?
That's like their clothes.
I didn't realize they were called duds.
That's probably very old-timey Scott speak, like
Jesus.
supper.
Jesus.
Fit? Is that what the kids would call it these days? They're fit?
The drip?
The drip? Yeah.
Look at that fucking drippy wolf dud.
Oh, they are they're looking pretty drippy. Is that what you say?
Yeah. Back at the Weirwood Cave, the White Walkers have arrived, and the Children of the Forest try to hold them off as the others escape. As Mira screams for him to wake up and help, Bran wargs into Hodor while he's still in his YOLO solo vision quest, where young Hodor is. As they are escaping out the back door, Mira kills a White Walker. Good on her. Oh, that's a big deal. The Night King kills the three-eyed raven, and the remaining children of the forest plus Summer die. It's very sad. Defending Bran. Bran and Mira escape, and Hodor holds the door.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
He do be doing that.
He do be holding that door.
He do be doing it.
I can't. For some reason, Zach just sent me a message in Skype that just says, Bam Margreya? How am I supposed to pronounce this,
Margrejera.
Margrejera? What does this mean, Zachary?
I mean, this is the man that we're seeing on the screen. Euron.
Where is the Euron?
Well, it's just Bam.
Greyjoy. That's Yara. Yara is in there.
No, it's Grey for Greyjoy. Margrejera.
I'm so confused.
Margera.
Why
but
did
just
you
putting Grey in there?
Why did you feel the need to message me separately that? It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's start at this top because we always ask where we're going to start and then we just start there anyway.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Sansa gets this letter, obviously. Goes to Nimul's town.
Yo, by the way, hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I already got to cut you off.
Hit me.
Have you ever seen a more pristine looking fucking roll of parchment?
It did look pretty pristine.
It was
like you mentioned
perfect.
He had it in like a hyperbaric time chamber while delivering that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, meets with Littlefinger. And the second that Brienne walks in behind her, Littlefinger is like, oh shit, this does not look great for your boy. Sansa obviously very cold, threatens to kill him. Probably should have. But she does not. They talk. He's like, I've got the Knights of the Vale, they'll fight for you. Hey, also the Blackfish, your uncle has retaken River Run. You should get his army too. And, he's kind of generally doing Littlefinger things where he, sows doubt and, kind of.
Sure.
Just like misdirections everywhere, all kinds of shenanigans. The things that he does.
Right. And I just want to make sure, like, it's not to this. I guess I don't want this discussion to overshadow Sansa and her, like, the way that she carries her. I love this. Like, the past couple seasons we've seen like a tremendous amount of growth from Sansa, and it's not a super common occurrence for her to be in this type of position where she gets to like face her enemy.
No, for sure.
And like have a dialogue with them.
Where she very clearly has the upper hand. That's
right.
Very new for her.
Truly.
Yeah.
And it's just good to see. I mean, good for Sansa. Great on Sophie Turner for like acting the hell out of this. She does a great job. Yeah, it's just a powerful scene for her, and I think it's well deserved and well earned from like the shit that she's had to go through.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah, and also like, dude, the scared Littlefinger face is like one of my favorites. I love when he's just like, oh, shit, this is not great.
Yeah, he's in a bad way, but like I do. There's a part of me that respects that the dude is just willing to do anything. Like he has no qualms about like, yeah, I'll beg for my life. Like I don't care. He will do whatever to further his own, agenda.
Right.
Whatever it takes. Like there's no, he always used to make fun of Ned Stark and his honor, and all that bullshit. Like he is not tied down to anything like that. But yeah, so Sophie Turner and Sansa in the scene are awesome because she is in like complete control for, again, maybe the first time ever in like a situation like this, for sure with Littlefinger.
At the very least, in a situation this confrontational.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, because like she definitely displayed like some control, like when she was lying to the people in the Vale.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just a different. This one just hits differently,
Right.
and I like it.
Right. Go ahead.
Sorry, did you have something else to say
No,
about
no,
that?
I wasn't.
Other thing here. Is that the fucking Blackfish's music I hear?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Dude,
I totally forgot.
Dude.
The Blackfish makes a reappearance this season. And I am so stoked for that now. Just the thought of him coming back into the series, and I know what that brings. I'm just like, oh, I can't wait for that episode now. That's my fucking guy.
Yeah, dude. He's so short-lived.
Yeah.
In this
truly.
series, it's insane. But I am so drawn to him. He's such a badass.
As Davos says later in the episode, the Blackfish is a legend, and I'm like, fuck yes, he is. Real recognizes real, you know. Like Davos is like the Blackfish is a legend, and I'm like, fuck yes, he is. Davos, you know, you're a legend, my guy. Both legends. You're 100% right, Zach. When he name dropped the Blackfish, I was like, oh, that's right. Yes. Hell yeah. Yep. But again, like I said, Littlefinger the dude never misses an opportunity, despite being clearly a little out of his depth and not in control in this scene. He still manages just to like, oh, you mean your half brother's army? Oh yeah, well,
your brother. And then she thinks about it, and he's like, your half brother.
Yeah. The dude never misses an opportunity to
be a fucker.
To be a fucker, exactly. So, he still gets his shots in. This Bravo stuff, I quite like most of this.
Okay.
The training is whatever, but just this Lady Crane and the play is very fun and funny, and just kind of the very skewed way the events are being depicted, I think is just very funny and believable that this kind of thing would happen. Arya just kind of sitting there frowning at the entire thing, because obviously she does not like how Ned is being portrayed, and etc. But I just think this whole scene is just very a fun look into kind of like maybe how the East views this stuff.
Like the humor put aside, it gets a little like dark and heavy.
Oh, sure.
To see Arya like dealing with that trauma.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's got to be tough to relive, like the chopping off the head scene.
The execution, yeah.
Whew, man, yeah, and it definitely affects her. And I really like that, like, okay, so there's a lot that I don't like about the whole, like, faceless men training stuff that, like, Arya's been going through. But one thing that I do appreciate is that we do still get these moments of like, hey, we're gonna check back in with Arya for a second,
sure,
instead of this like this fake persona that she's doing. And this is one of those moments. It's just really real, and that's the Arya that I love.
Yes.
And it's just refreshing to feel those things, because like when she's like putting on the whole like a girl is no one. No, it's just, she's just not enjoyable.
That's a really good call out, Zach. That's a really good call out, because this is more. We do get this glimpse of actual Arya, which has been mostly absent for quite a while.
Right, and it's only the times when actual Arya resurfaces that I kind of check back in with the storyline, and I'm like, hell yeah. Yeah, and this is one of those moments. So
for sure,
yeah,
I'm not sure I needed a real tight close up of the warty dick, but I guess I guess that's what we're doing here, you know.
Yeah.
We got equal opportunity. We see the, you know, the boobies, and then we got to see a cock as well. I guess that's how that goes.
Yeah. Last thing I have to say this. Arya has really got to step up her like spy game.
She's so bad at it.
She literally stops like 5 feet away and just stares. Like, also, she just stares.
She's so not subtle with Jaqen too. Also,
yeah.
Just like when she's talking to him, and she's just so obvious about like everything she's thinking and saying. It's just written all over her face, and I'm just like, you're kind of real not slick, Arya. Like, you gotta get better at this. You are so not slick. Also, I think it's hilarious that she thinks Lady Crane's a good person because she was like joking around with that guy about rum and, you know, them having sex, and like that's what makes Arya think she's a good person, apparently. Yeah. I just find that idea very funny. Mm-hmm. Anyway, regardless, I am usually bored a lot of times of the Arya and Bravo stuff, but I had fun with this section, so
for sure.
That's good, I guess. What do you want to do? All the Weirwood Cave stuff at the end? Do you want to do it all in one shot, or do you want to hit it as it kind of comes in the episode?
No, yeah, let's do it all at the end.
Okay. So the Iron Islands, then. This is the very, very exciting King's Moot. We love the Iron Islands. It's so very exciting.
It's just so.
I just don't.
It just falls so flat.
Yes.
It's and it's so disappointing because I've said this many times on the podcast and many times just you and I chatting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in theory, I like so much of this stuff. Like, on paper, in black and white, it's like, it's a cool concept. The whole, like, Ironborn, pay the iron price, like, just that whole, like, idea of, like, we're hard men and women, and it's like, it should be cool. And even, like, the King's Moot, like, where you elect your leader, and then you, like, drown them, and they have to be able to make it back while there's this, like, cool speech happening over it. All of that should be so cool in theory, but, dude, it's just so flat for me. Like, it doesn't fucking stick the landing ever.
They really just go back and forth, like, stealing each other's ideas throughout this whole sequence. Yara's like, I'm gonna build a giant fleet, and Euron's like, no, I'm gonna build a giant fleet, and then I'm gonna take it to Daenerys. And then Yara's like, actually, fuck you, I'm gonna get to Daenerys first. We're gonna leave while you're doing your drown thing. And then just when he comes up after the drowning thing, and he just like, hey, where are my niece and nephew? Let's go murder them. And everyone's like,
it's
fuck
so
yeah!
Fucking bad,
I'm
dude.
Like, what?
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Why is everyone, including this like holy man, Aeron, who is Euron's brother, Euron and Balon's brother, who's like a priest of the drowned god, is like, yeah, killing family members. Let's fucking go. And I'm just like, this is dumb.
Yeah,
this is just really dumb. Also, what did you think they were gonna do, dipshit? Of course they stole your ships and fucking left while you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, it's not great. So hey, good on Yara and Theon.
Yes,
good, just go on. You know, good for y'all.
Good for them. Hell yeah. I mean, absolutely, you should do that. Bam Margera's dumb as hell. For not seeing that one coming. Anyway,
he does sure take a lot of jabs at Theon not having a dick anymore, though. That's
of course he does.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, did I mention my cock is huge? It doesn't have warts on it either. I swear. I swear, you guys.
No. That's not a wart. It's an ingrown hair. It's from shaving too much.
No way this dude manscapes. Absolutely zero shot. The Vase Dothrak thing is very quick. It's mainly just Jorah.
I hate the scene.
Why do you hate it, Zach? Talk to me.
Because I hate Jorah.
Oh yeah, true. True.
No, honestly, it's not even because I hate Dany. Because like I think I like Dany more than I like Jorah. If I'm being totally honest.
Boy, you might be right. Wow.
Yeah, I think it's just the Jorah thing. I like his confession of love to her is uncomfortable. I don't like it. The dude is obsessed, but like here's the thing. If this guy was really selfless, which that's a reason that many people do love him.
Sure.
Is that like he would do anything. Why does he feel the need to rescue her and then be like, here, look, I'm going to go die now? Like, yeah, I love you. Let me just make you feel bad real quick. And then I'm going to like, it doesn't, it's not, that's not what you do when you're in love with somebody. That's what you do when you manipulate somebody. Like, so either he's a piece of shit, which he's not. I don't think he is. I don't believe that. So I think that this is a bad scene because it's not true to the true love that he does, although it's uncomfortable, does feel that. You know, I think it's stupid.
It's like he wants her to feel sorry for him.
Yes.
And it's just
absolutely
like uncomfortable for everyone. And yeah, just her whole like, I command you to cure and come back to me, and I need you by my side to conquer the Seven Kingdoms. And I'm just like, you
like imagine like having, obviously it's not breaking up because they were not together, but like with somebody that you love and then being like, well, I've always loved you and you don't want me around you. Also, I have cancer, so I'm gonna just like go die now. Yeah. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's not okay.
You know, the way you're describing this scene, like, I didn't think much of this scene watching it, but the way you're describing it is like, yeah, no, this scene is not good.
It's fucking terrible.
The Jorah...
The doctor told me I have 6 weeks to live. I hope you fucking feel great now.
This is so bad.
What the fuck, dude?
I never realized how cringe Jorah is until this watch through.
Yeah,
what is wrong with us?
Yeah, seriously.
He's kind of not okay.
He's fucking terrible.
Hey, good for Daenerys though. She's got this huge badass Khalasar now.
She does.
And she's riding out. She's fucking moving. Always makes me happy. You know our thoughts on Daenerys, but it always makes me happy when her story is going places and
doing
progressing.
Something. Yeah,
yes,
totally.
Something is happening.
Totally agree.
Good for that. The Marine thing, less is happening. It's just Tyrion's like, we need better PR. So let's get some fanatics, some religious to fanatics to help us, because that has never gone wrong for anyone ever. Varys, to his credit, is not about that. And I appreciate that, because
I love when Varys is like, oh, but you're always right, because it's always the Lord's will.
When him calling them out on that, I loved so much, because he's like, oh, but you can never really be wrong, right? Kind of defeat the point of being a fanatic, wouldn't it? I'm like, dude, fuck yes, Varys, you're my boy. But then she pulls this magical bullshit Uno reverse card on him, and I didn't like that so much.
Dude, his face is appalled.
I don't like Varys being like rattled and
like outdone like that.
Outdone like that. No, I don't like it. I like Varys too much.
It's fucking weird.
This doesn't happen to him.
He really, truly is like.
Yes, he makes exactly that face.
Sorry for you listeners.
Yeah,
just go watch the YouTube, I guess, if you can.
Zach did the exact Varys face. But yeah, again, I don't love this idea from Tyrion's perspective, and I think Varys is right. And that's
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty much all I've got to say about this. Do you have anything about Marine? You love Marine, so tell me about Marine,
buddy. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
The wall.
Yeah, going back to the wall. So we get John. Well, we get all of them really just talking about how they don't have enough people.
Yeah, they need more peeps.
They need more peeps in who
they need to muster.
In their army.
They need to do the mustering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, everybody listening, you guys need to go play the Game of Thrones board game.
It's real good.
It is, and you will get to muster your own as well.
I love strategy board games, and that is a real good one.
Yeah.
It is not as intimidating as it seems, by the way. Like, when you first start learning the rules, like, it seems extremely complicated, and you'll probably be overwhelmed, but I don't think it's as bad as it appears to be at first.
No, and it's like the most balanced strategy war game I've ever played.
Yeah, it's very good.
It really is good.
Anyway,
yeah. I need to muster.
I love this Davos and Sansa interaction. Because I think they both are making very good points.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the Northmen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How Sansa's like, oh no, people in the North are different, and they'll rally to Jon and blah blah, and Davos is kind of just like, maybe, but men are men. Also, like, they'll kind of just. I've been all over this land and seen all kinds of people, and generally speaking, I kind of know how they're gonna be, how they're gonna act.
Right.
And I think it's just they talk it out. It's not like they're they
they're
pretty
not
much
argue.
no,
they're not like they're not mad.
Right, they're not mad.
Just...
They pretty much come to an agreement on what they need to do. But I just enjoy the scene of them kind of talking it out and hashing it out, and Jon is kind of just my boy. I love you to death, but he's just kind of standing there like looking back and forth between them, like, they're kind of I feel a little out of my depth here with these two. And I find that very funny because we have praised Jon a lot these last couple seasons, but at the same time, Sansa and Davos are kind of like strategically and like
he hasn't been put in a lot of positions where he has to be like politicking or like strategizing.
Politicking wise, these two are like putting him to shame a little bit, and he's realizing that, and I just think his reaction to it is very fun.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, they're gonna basically what they agree to do is they're gonna try and rally the smaller northern houses, then to maybe get some of the bigger houses to their cause, because they think the Karstarks and the Umbers are probably lost causes at this point. But they just, again, the Manderleys are the most ignored house in this show, and it makes me so mad. But anyway, Sansa's looking real hot in her new fit.
I'm so glad that you're the one that said it and not me, because I'm always the one that says it.
You're always the one that says it. I thought I'd give you a break because it's true. Her new fit is real good, and she looks real good in it. Big fan.
Yeah, she works it, man.
She made Jon the Ned Stark inspired
fucking
big fur
drippy
cloak too. Yeah, they're real drippy. They're dripping all over the place. Yeah. Also, the bit at the end here with Ed is so fucking funny, where he wants to deny being Lord of Commander, and then he looks around at all the other fuckheads around him and is just like, yeah, I better just kind of take that one. I'll just have to wear that one.
Yeah, close the fucking door.
Go close the gate. Very, very good. This podcast will always be an Ed appreciation space.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mace appreciation space.
Oh yes,
and Dolorous Ed appreciation space
for sure. Anything else about this wall scene from you, Zach?
No. I mean, that's pretty much everything.
Oh, real quick, what do you think about Sansa lying about how she knew about the River Run thing? I want your take on this.
I think it's
You think it's just
the right move?
You think it's just her? She's learned to just keep things closer, play things closer to the vest these days.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't think this is like part of what Littlefinger wants, like his manipulation?
Well, I mean, it both could be true.
Sure.
He could have planted the seed and she followed through with it, but for her own reasons. Like, yeah, I don't think it's inherently like a keep things from Jon type of thing because of what Littlefinger said. But I do think she's just trying to keep her hands close, and maybe she doesn't know that, like, if Jon will be okay with her, like, having a relationship with Littlefinger, getting information from him, like,
maybe less a Jon thing and more just the others. She's not as sure about them and is
possibly, yeah. What is that? What you think, or
I don't know.
You think Littlefinger got to her?
I think Littlefinger got to her a little bit.
Okay.
And I think she is like, you know, for all she professes to Brienne about, like, oh, Jon will protect me. Like, yeah, I do think she truly believes that, but also maybe there is part of her that worries about, you know, down the line, is there going to be problems between me and Jon for the North? You know,
right.
I certainly think there could be a part of her that is thinking about that, about,
you know, that might be true. Like, because even the way that it is framed and shot, when Davos is like, well, he doesn't have the Stark name,
right?
And she's like, no, but I do.
Exactly, and that's exactly why I think that. I think there is some cracks, a little bit of tension, even though it's not, you know,
it's not intentional.
It's not maybe intentional. It's not maybe huge. Like, nothing's blowing up yet. But I think there's at least, the very least, some possibility of, well, if this all goes to plan and we all come out of this okay, who's gonna rule the North here? You know?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be me? Is it gonna be Jon? We know it's not gonna be fucking Rickon. Nobody thinks that. But yeah, I just wanted your take on that, because that's kind of how I'm feeling.
Sure.
Let's hit Beyond the Wall, the Weirwood Cave. So there's 3 scenes here. The first one is the creation of the White Walkers.
Yeah, man. Can I just want to say this now before we dive into this.
Yeah.
Whole everything.
Mm-hmm.
Watching this for the first time, and this, and then the other scenes we're going to discuss, I can't tell you, like, how much, like, so many emotions, like relief, speculation, confusion,
yeah,
like wonder, especially with the following scenes we're going to discuss. Like, for so long, I just wanted there to be, like, substance to the White Walk, and part of their appeal is that they don't have any, right?
Sure.
Part of their appeal is that they are just
the mystery behind it.
Yeah, the mystery, and, like, these just fucking killing machines. But in my head, I had always felt like, if any show can give us a backstory and make it interesting, it's this.
Sure.
You know? So I really, really wanted that, and I am a little disappointed that we don't get that, but I am also appreciative that it still holds to, like, this mystery. Like, I mean, they're basically the Frankenstein monster. Like,
yeah,
like, they're created and then it's used against them. You know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just there was just this episode in particular. First time ever watching it, I felt so many different things all at once.
Yeah.
Like more above and beyond, like, most other Game of Thrones episodes.
Right. This was like, there was so much, like, speculation and, like, what the fuck was that? like after
Yes.
this episode, because we did get so much surrounding like Bran's powers and the not only like the implication of what he can do, but the history here with like, yeah, basically the children of the forest, their backs were against the wall and they chose the nuclear option and it backfired on them.
Yeah.
I found it a little weird on this viewing. I'm like, why? I'm a little confused as to, and I guess it's it's magic, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But it's like, why does like sticking dragon glass in them make them White Walkers, but also if you stab them with dragon glass, that kills them? I don't really get the logic behind that.
Sure, yeah.
Like that is dragon. Like I'm not wrong in assuming that is dragon glass.
I'm sure it's
imbibed
imbibed with like some magic.
Sure.
Like it's not just sticking in with dragon glass.
Right. But yeah, I think that's I still get hung up. I hate their redesign so much. But this scene is
the
very
Children
cool.
of the Forest?
Yeah, the Children of the Forest.
Yeah.
We've talked about that before there, so I won't belabor that point. But just seeing this like weird place, completely like normal weather, it looks like fall or whatever, and then when we come back to it and it's completely wintered, iced over, and the Army of the Dead is here. And just Bran walking through the Army of the Dead is just very kind of like somber and chilling, and just a creepy all around moment.
Yes,
that I did enjoy as well.
So I would like to add in a thought, and kind of a continuation of what I was saying earlier. The first time watching this episode, I think, brought so much to the table. And usually I tend to like things more the second time watching when it's like that, but I don't think I felt that way with this. Or with some parts of this.
Sure.
Like, yeah, some of it, I don't know. I guess I can't really put my finger on it, but like there's just some things that were, well, like it made me go like, well, how does that work? I mean, how does that actually work?
Right,
like I don't
like I'm doing
it.
with the dragon glass thing. Yeah. No,
yes.
Yeah. Oh, a big one. No, I'm kind of 100% with you, because there's another little thing here that's bugging me, and it's the final scene. So not to skip ahead too much, but we can circle back around. It doesn't fully add up to me, the fact that Mira is the one saying hold the door.
Yes.
Like, shouldn't
Bran
say that to like this seems like such a weird small thing, and it probably is. But like, why would Mira saying that have an effect on Hodor in the past? Like, I kept waiting.
The only explanation. So I thought about this. This is in my notes actually, because I wanted to talk about this. The only explanation, and it is probably the right explanation. Do I love it? I don't know, but like, is that Bran being connected to Hodor in the past and connected to him, like basically Bran's body, his mind, him hearing both worlds at the same time is like the bridge into Hodor's mind.
Sure.
And so the yelling and like, when the old man, the three-eyed raven tells him like, go on, listen to your friend. Like he's like allowing those like,
yeah, I guess,
like that to like enter into that space in a way. I mean, I don't know.
I just kept waiting for him to say it like once. Like that's all I think I would have needed for this not to bug me as much, for like for him to be hearing it from Mira and then say to Hodor in the past, Like hold the door, Hodor, hold the door.
Like with like, imagine if he like said it with like a little bit of like force, like just a like.
Yes,
ooh, man.
Like just the fact that hers is like somehow filtering through the time and the space. Something about that didn't sit right with me and bugged me. And I think you're exactly right. I don't remember feeling that way the first time.
Yeah, it's because of the flux capacitor, dude.
Yeah, Doc Brown needs to come in here and explain this to us for sure.
Dude.
We got a little ahead.
Yeah.
So the Night King grabs him. I don't really have a problem with this or like how this is explained. I think for magical.
I mean, I don't love it either, but
well, see, this I don't have as big a problem with.
yeah,
like,
I'm not a fan, but
it's just like, oh, he's marked you, now he can get in. Sure, I guess. I don't know. Where I do have the problem here is, Leaf, I think is her name. Is this like main child of the forest chick?
The main children?
The main them children's, gets like this super dramatic, drawn out death scene. And we've known her for like 40 seconds screen time combined.
Yeah.
My poor guy Summer gets fucking nothing. It's just like he jumps into a pile of bodies and just like, and it's just like gone. And then they spend 20 minutes doing this death scene for this child of the forest. And that rubbed me the wrong way, like so hard, Zach. I can't even tell you. I was so pissed off about that because I'm a direwolf guy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Summer's my dude, and I just did not like that. I'm hung up on the weirdest things this episode.
I've got to tell you, man, I don't think I would really encourage for our listeners and watchers, if you are not rewatching the show right now, like with this, I am genuinely curious. This episode I held in such high regard the first time I ever watched it, and up until now, and it's so weird because like I feel like I've watched this season again, but maybe I haven't.
I think I've seen this season. It's got to be at least twice. This has to be the third
well,
time.
we would have.
Yeah,
we would have watched it again. Yeah, so it I don't know, man. Like there's something. I think just having some time away from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I think that helps.
Coming back to it, I think we're looking at it maybe a little more objectively and less emotionally. And there are just some things in this episode that I don't super love. And it's not to say it's a bad episode.
Right,
it's not,
no.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
We're shitting on this a lot. All that being said, like, it's still a very exciting sequence. It's very intense. Like, I think
even Leaf's death is cool. It's just, it's Leaf. Who cares?
The way, like, the visual effect they used on the three-eyed raven dying was cool as hell. I was like, oh, that looks sick. Like, that's... You didn't like that?
Yeah, no, it was fine.
I thought that was super cool. I was big into that.
It was like a Thanos snap.
Yeah, but it was before that, and it was cooler.
It was like when Voldemort got killed, and he fucking turned into ash, which was stupid as fuck.
What was? Yeah, we did have a conversation about that. Didn't they like meld warp through the castle or something? Like, what did they do? They did something real weird and funny looking.
They basically like touched tips and flew around.
They were always touching tips. It's still a very intense sequence. I like the three-eyed raven's death. The Hodor was like his sacrifice was treated very well with like respect. He obviously was like a beloved character of the series for sure to this point. Very sad there. I kept waiting. I was like, well, Bran says it too, surely. Like,
right.
Bran tells him to hold the door, surely. And it just never came, and I was just a little shocked by that.
Yeah, and I also just never came. Like, that's just kind of how it felt. So
Zach hates edging.
Well, no, that would imply that I love edging if I never come.
Oh, true. Yeah, sorry. Zach, wait. I'm confused.
Yeah, really, I only do it when Scott lets me. Scott has to give me permission, and then
We're just gonna go from Warty Cox to edging this episode. What a banger.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, what an absolute banger. What an actually not banger.
Yeah, truly.
Well, not without permission. So what I really am actually looking forward to discussing.
Yes.
And sorry, this might be a little longer than normal, because not all episodes have this type of material for us to talk about. Are some of the implications here. And like the first time watching this, I mean, can you just do you not, I mean, I'm sure you do, but remember us just sitting in silence for a minute at the end of the episode and then turning and talking to each other about well, what could this mean?
Yeah.
The implications of Bran's powers, whether they follow through or not, I mean, everything, dude, everything here. We were just so what the fuck, dude?
Right.
How does this work?
I mean, so we talked about it in the Tower of Joy episode, where the implication of that Bran being able to affect things in the past when he cries out to his father and his father turns. But there was still, to that point, there was the maybe, though, where it's well, maybe Ned did just hear the wind, because that's what the Three-Eyed Raven tells him. It's it wasn't truly confirmed, we could theory craft and speculate on it all we wanted, but we didn't know for sure the extent of what Bran was capable of. But now, here and now, after this episode, it's no, 100% Bran can absolutely affect things in the past.
And possibly even in the present,
right,
in other places.
Right. So his powers are potentially wild.
Yes.
And the implications of that are crazy. And that led to, like you said, just us going wild with speculation, basically.
And another thing that really stood out to me, again, more so in this episode, was the Three-Eyed Raven almost in a way expecting this.
Yeah.
When they're
coaxing
watching
him into doing it.
Right, yeah. When we're watching the Hodor scene and Mira starts yelling and he goes go on, listen to your friend.
Yeah.
It's time. You got to do this.
Because
this
why
is
else?
The moment.
Why? Yeah. Why? In this moment, do you have to be showing him this again?
This scene, yeah.
This scene, the fucking cave is coming down around you, my guy. Does he really need to see this scene
Hodor?
right the fuck now?
Right.
So obviously, I think he knew.
Which would imply that the Three-Eyed Raven can also see the future.
Well, maybe the future, sure. I don't think he has the powers to extent of the things that Bran can do.
No. I'm just saying he can see more, though.
Oh, for sure.
We don't ever get anything that shows us that Bran can see the future. It's only that he can see what's happening now and in the past.
Did we not? Is there not an implication that he can see the future as well?
No, the idea is that he sees through the trees.
Right, yeah.
So they, there's nothing about anything in the future. I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know. But that's how I've always thought. So it does strike me as very strange that the Three-Eyed Raven seemed to kind of expect this.
Yeah. For sure. Because why there? Why now?
Right.
Why are we just watching this Rickard Stark and telling Ned goodbye?
One really cool thing, because we know that we have a couple of you all who are watching Game of Thrones for the first time, is how do we? We might have to. I'm not sure how I'd like to.
Maybe don't talk about it then.
Present this. Because it's not a spoiler, but... Okay, hold on. I will cryptically ask you this, Scott.
Okay.
On the pod. Live.
Live.
I don't know why I pinged that.
I don't know why I pinged that.
Remember the whole, all the theories about, Bran influencing the Mad King?
Oh, vaguely, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was so sick.
That was, what was...
And we theorized about that before we saw this scene. And when we saw this, we were like, sold. We were like, oh, dude, like that is absolutely what happened.
It was the burn them all thing, right?
Yes. Like, do you think it's okay that we talk about this?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Because we know what Jaime said, the Mad King said, burn them all. Was our whole thought process and theory just that it was Bran talking about burn the White Walkers or burn the Army of the Dead?
That Bran has been trying to... So the theory is this. Bran has been...
I did forget about this.
Oh, it's so good, too.
Yeah, I do like this.
That Bran has been trying over and over, unsuccessfully, to go back at different pivotal moments in the past to influence the abilities or like the... Like, to influence, like, the stopping of the White Walkers.
Right.
And we all know that the Mad King, the person that was king before King
Robert,
Bobby B,
our boy,
that he was going to burn his entire city, and he was kind of like delusional, and he was kind of fucked up and obsessed with fire. And before he died, he repeatedly was saying, burn them all. Jaime talks about this.
Is it, because, I think our whole thing was, it's not so crazy to believe that Bran broke Hodor's mind here, and to where he would only, basically repeat the hold the door. Is it terribly crazy that Bran, would have slightly broken, maybe, not to the same extent of Hodor, but made the Mad King a little crazy and,
or
obsessed with the burning.
Or even if he didn't make him crazy and the Mad King just completely missed what Bran was trying, like he missed, you know what I mean? Like he took it into his own like interpretation.
Right.
So, which is such a cool fucking theory, man. God damn,
it was
I
just
love that shit.
It was fun, just like we said, the possibilities that these episodes unlocked, if you will, was just really fun at the time. Just to shoot the shit, sit around, and just like, well, what if this? Like, because when you have a character who can influence the past and essentially time travel, and affect things past and present, the possibilities are nearly limitless. So it was just whether these things panned out or not, or were like, super credible or not, it was legitimately just very fun to, throw shit at the wall and theorize about this stuff at the time. Like that was amazing. I do miss those days.
Truly, man. God, that was something else. All right. I will get off this fucking horse.
I forgot about that.
Something that was so fun.
I did forget about that. Because I think I could be wrong, but before this episode, I think the hold the door theory was out there. Maybe not really in particular in relation to like this type of a situation. I want to say, and again, I could be completely misremembering, but I want to say there were theories like in the fandom floating around out there about Hodor somehow being present at the Tower of Joy, and he was supposed to like defend the door there. I could be really mixing things up in my head, but
interesting. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that was theorized. So whoever came up,
well, hey,
that,
some of our listeners still don't truly realize the importance of the Tower of Joy, so let's not
Fair
go
point.
into that too much.
Anything else you want to say about this or about this scene in particular, Zach?
No, I mean, I think I would just like to close off with saying that like I feel like I've been a little harsh on some of this, and I do not intend that. I still really do enjoy this episode for what it is. Okay.
What? Let me shit on one more thing real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, please.
Me,
right? On my chest.
You wish. I just don't buy Mira being able to escape with Bran dragging him on the sled also. Like, on her own. Like,
yeah.
How fucking strong is that door, by the way? These dudes literally tunneled through the earth to get in there. And now suddenly Hodor is just holding them off via this door. They're in the middle of fucking nowhere in a goddamn blizzard. And Mira is what is she, like 17, 18-year-old girl?
Yeah, she's like 110 pounds, dude.
She's like 110 pounds soaking wet, and she's dragging a crippled boy on a sled who's vision questing. It's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah. All that being said, my boy Summer got done dirty.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Love him. But yes, we were maybe a little overly harsh about this.
Yeah, I do genuinely still really like this episode, or really like many things in this episode.
Yeah.
But you guys know what we do here. I mean, we're watching this with a much more critical eye than like, first or second or even just casual viewing. So I just think it brings our attention to some areas where we're like, we should talk about this, because that is a little strange.
And I think there have been plenty of things that even under the more critical, eye, we've been like, hey, this is even better than we remember.
Yeah, dude.
Like it goes both ways. I don't think we're
just like you.
I do like to play both offense and defense. Anyway, let's do that thing that we do. It's Who Be Thronin'.
Who be
Sansa. I'm so glad I got Sansa in her hot fit, because she looking good. Where we last left off, Daenerys was number 1, Sansa was number 2, Littlefinger was 3, Jon was 4, and Cersei was 5.
I have a feeling some of these are going to stay up here.
Yeah, I have a feeling some of them will stay. Cersei was not in this episode. She can come down. Littlefinger can come down. He mostly just kind of basically begs for his life. Does Daenerys do enough?
I mean, she rides off with the Khalasar at her back.
Yeah, but we kind of gave her credit for that last episode.
I mean, not much has changed from last episode. I guess.
True. Okay, well, let's leave Sansa, Daenerys, and Jon for now.
Okay.
I think Jon's going to come off, honestly, personally. I want to for sure put forward, you know who I'm going to say, Zach. My fucking guy.
Bam Margera?
No, not Bam Margera. Davos has to make the list.
Okay.
Davos is rad. He knows how to politic. He knows how to say the right things. He knows what he's doing. He makes the most sense out of anyone in this goddamn show. He's the best. Zach is not convinced.
I mean, I don't disagree with anything that you're saying, but he doesn't do anything exceptionally good in this episode.
He does. They have a plan now, and I feel that's largely thanks to my boy Davos.
I think it's largely thanks to Jon.
No, Jon, we talked about this. Jon didn't do jack shit in this episode. He kind of just looked back and forth between Davos and Sansa.
Listen, Linda.
I'm listening. Where's
they
Summer?
are arguing. They are arguing about the big houses. Davos and Sansa. Jon is the one that says there's like 12 other small houses that equal the size of those big houses. Jon is the one that brings that forward.
First of all, I call cap for Jon.
Fuck off.
They do not equal those bigger houses.
That's what you're saying.
And it wasn't like Davos was like, well, it's not like Davos was against this idea and Jon was like, no,
that's
listen.
Also not what I said, but it's not Davos's.
You sure are giving Jon a lot of credit, and I'm not against him staying on the list. I'm saying Davos was the mediator here. Davos was the one, like, getting shit done. It was like, hey, there's other houses. Great. That sounds good. Let's do that then. He was.
So he was agreeing with someone else. So that's why he's getting shit done.
You're the
Look,
worst.
dude.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. Okay. The Night King makes the list.
Oh. Yeah.
The Night King killed the Three-Eyed Raven. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. We can agree on that.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking the Night King, but yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Who else were you thinking? We'll put a pin in them and come back to the other.
Well, I said it jokingly, but I was wondering if we should consider Euron.
Absolutely not. Bam Margera can. Where's Summer? I want to put Summer on.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
I'm okay with that.
Are you okay with that?
What if we replace Sir Pounce with Summer?
No, we tried that. Remember, Sir Pounce stays always and forever. What about Cracklin' Oat Bran? Surely he has to make the list.
I mean, wait, do we put Hodor?
We probably should put Hodor
on the episode titled "The Door."
I'll have to find Hodor. Also, remember, we have those ironclad rules that we never, ever break, Zach. And I think that one of them says if you kill a White Walker, you don't make the list, right? Because Mira killed a White Walker, so she does not make the list. That was the rule, right? That she's not going to make the list.
I'm pretty sure it was very opposite to what you're saying.
No. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty.
Dude, I
sure.
always forget that Mira kills a White Walker.
I don't think that's canon. So. All right. Let me find Hodor here.
Okay.
Because
I'm just gonna sit in uncomfortable silence.
Sit in uncomfortable silence. He should make the list. He genuinely should.
Yeah. What's wild, dude, is like one of the things we talked about, and I know that like really struck a chord with me, was if Hodor is like he has a developed brain enough to like understand conversation.
Yeah.
So like he's cognitive. He can't speak. Right? Like
right. So like how much was he aware of like
that,
what was gonna happen?
Dude.
Yeah.
Like has he just been living his whole life like
right.
Knowing
like, that
this is what his life is gonna come to?
Super fucking
my God, dude. That's heart-wrenching, bro.
Yeah, it truly
I love that you're just doing live cropping and editing on our fucking
that's
YouTube
what I do,
video.
buddy. That's what I fucking do. Is this your first rodeo, my guy? Hell yeah, Hodor. All right. Hodor's going to make the list.
He's got giant's blood in him.
Your favorite fucking scene. Daenerys got her props for her being at the head of the Khalasar last episode.
Yeah, but in this episode, she also has...
No.
She also has Yara
Citizen's arrest.
Theon sailing to go team up with her.
Fuck off. Daenerys is not making the list this week. There are too many good candidates. She got her props last week for leading this horde.
Oh,
this
God
Khalasar.
forbid somebody in a good position stays on the list twice.
Exactly my point. Ed became Lord Commander. He should make
Fuck no. Fuck no.
Ed became Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. He needs to make the list.
Scott, I swear to fucking God.
Varys called out hypocritical religious bullshit. He should make the list. Bran had a really funny
sacrifice herself
funny line that was cut. He should make the list.
Yeah, now let me see you clean up this mess you just made.
Zach I'm realizing what a fucking mess I've made for myself. Yeah. Do you want to consider any of the... I know you said Bam. Do you really want to consider Yara, Theon, or Bam?
I mean, I think Dany is in a better position than any of them.
Okay, fuck your position thing. You know we don't strictly go by that. Is this you really are acting like this is the first time you've ever done Who Be Thrown In?
She didn't have a great episode.
Daenerys?
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
She simped for Jorah. You are actually the worst. She like forgave Jorah, who's an asshole.
Like, he's not an asshole. He's just
kind
gross.
of an asshole.
He's not an well, yeah. I guess actually after my description of him today.
Yes.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole. God, man, that still fucking weirds me out.
Hold on. What about Arya? Oh, she's still blind in my picture. I should fix that.
I don't think Arya did enough, man.
I don't think so either. I agree with you. She's real bad at spying. She's so bad at it.
It's like she just got her sight back or something. That she's like, like what are you guys doing?
Like, what are you guys doing? Are you guys talking? You want me to watch that? Okay.
Fucking hell.
Okay, seriously though, how many fucking people are on here? Okay.
This is a mess.
This is an absolute clusterfuck. So let's just start placing. Does the Night King go 1? Does Hodor go 1?
Hodor goes 1.
Sure, I'll shake to that. Whatever. What the fuck ever. Night King goes 2.
Scott cares so much.
The sanctity of Who Be Thrown In is
but did he have a particularly good episode, or is it just his position?
Fuck off!
Bitch. What did he...
I hate you so much.
Give me a good scene that he's in.
He literally killed like one of his greatest rivals. What do you think the Three-Eyed Raven has been doing all these years, but working directly against the Night King?
Well, the show doesn't tell us that.
Oh my god.
It's not canon.
He should probably be 1 if we're being real.
Nah.
But I'm here for Hodor being 1. So they're 1 and 2. I don't think Jon makes this list. Like, dead serious. And you know I love Jon.
Ed does not make this list.
Ed absolutely is Lord Commander and makes this list. Bran goes 3. This is how we need to do this. We just need to start whittling. There's no way Bran doesn't make this list. His powers are crazy.
3? Yeah. Okay, I agree with that.
Varys was a joke. Varys can come off. This does not make the list.
Yeah, so does Ed.
No, that I'm kind of serious about, low-key.
Yeah, I don't agree with it
kind of serious about that one. He's the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch.
For all the good it fucking does him.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Davos and Sansa. They're our last 2. Are we? Did you? Are we just fucking the Iron Islands?
Yeah, fuck the Iron Islands.
Right, fair enough. Sansa, because she had a really good scene with Littlefinger.
Sansa above either of the other 2 for sure.
Yeah,
but I vote Jon over Davos.
I agree. I'll shake to Sansa because I think her scene with Littlefinger was very powerful and good for her. And she made those sick wolf outfits, so big ups for her. Jon doesn't do shit. Like, I love Jon, but your argument for him is terrible. Absolute garbage.
Your argument for Davos is terrible.
It's not. I'm just terrible at
articulating. You mean
yes,
having an argument?
Yes, that exact thing. Listen.
You're usually very good at articulating.
Sansa, I know. It's because it's 9 a.m. Sansa and Jon would not know what the fuck to do right now, if not for Davos.
Tell me how.
Because he is the one that kind of successfully, like, navigated what they were thinking and, like, mediated their discussion and got them on the right track and was like, hey, this is what we need to do. Yeah, hell yeah, let's go do it.
You said a lot there, but didn't say shit.
You noticed that, huh? Jon, okay, my whole argument is Jon didn't do dick. Your thing about Hey guys, there are other northern houses. No shit, Sherlock, there are other northern houses.
If it's that obvious, then tell me why the fuck Sansa or Davos were not talking about them until Jon brings it up. And they go, oh, okay, you right.
Well, because Davos is not from the north. And you're right, maybe Sansa should come off. She should have thought of that.
No.
She should have thought of that. Ergo, she comes off. And Ed is the Lord Commander. He goes 4.
You stand for Davos way too hard, dude.
The Blackfish, gotta mention my fucking guy. Oh, he needs to go on top of Sir Pounce. And never mind. That joke's not worth it.
Okay. Dude, do
we just want to do rock, paper, scissors for this? Are we forgetting anyone?
Other than Euron.
Fuck that guy. We're not forgetting him. We're purposefully omitting him. See,
Look, dude,
I would lean more Yara because Euron got a bunch of ships stolen out from under him and is a damn idiot.
Yeah, but he's now a king.
All right, fine. Forget the Iron Islands.
Scott, you are just too big of a Davos stan.
I'm also a huge Jon stan, so that doesn't hold a lot of weight.
You can't even say that without smiling because you know you're full of shit.
Nah, bro. I love them both.
Equally?
More or less.
Oh my god, dude.
Rock, paper, scissors, me.
All right, here, pick a number 1 through 10.
Don't you fucking try and Scooby-Doo me on this, you asshole. Abso-fucking-lutely not.
All right, we're doing this, huh?
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Okay.
Go and shoot.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, shoot. What did you put up?
I put up rock!
No, you didn't.
I didn't actually do anything because you just fucking went.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Will you let me go? Are you ready?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Got him!
Scott, you put your hand under the
I realized,
camera
yes, but I swear I did paper. I swear I did paper.
You're disqualified. Jon makes the list. That's who be thrown in, y'all.
I swear I did paper. No. It's Davos. Hey, you know what I just realized?
That you're a fucking cheater?
Well, but I have control, and there ain't shit you can do about it.
I'll edit it in post.
Yeah, you won't. You'll fucking forget.
I'm gonna fucking do it.
That is who be thrown in. It does make me sad for Jon not to make it. I love Jon.
Fuck you.
That's who be thrown in for this week. Once again, for those counting at home and for those in the spreadsheet, Scott, that's you. Davos at 5, Sansa at 4, Crackling Oatbran at 3, the Night King at 2, and Hodor at number 1. Oh, what a list, Zach. I'm glad we could come to an agreement. I'm glad we got that all ironed out and put away. What's your rating for this episode, buddy boy?
I think I'm going to give this episode a 7.
I'm going to go 6.5.
It's the same as you gave last week.
Is it? I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some bigger problems with it on this watch than I think I did before, but the theory crafting was very fun around it, and I don't think there's anything that's like real bad about it. So, you know, that's good. That's fine.
Cool.
Zach's so fucking salty at me. Right
I fucking hate you so much.
He hates me.
But I love you guys.
Yes.
You listeners, you watchers. Unless you side with Scott.
No, they know I'm right.
They know that you're a piece of shit. Listen, guys, we love you guys and appreciate you for listening and watching. As always, go hit us up on the Instagram and Twitter at We Don't Wanna Pod. And I haven't asked in a long time, but if you are listening on Apple Podcasts and you have not done so already, we would very much appreciate a nice little review or a 5-star rating wherever you listen to your podcast. But the reviews really do help on Apple specifically. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here. That definitely goes a long way. And, you know, I think I'm tired of saying all the creator shit, you know, all the YouTube mumbo jumbo. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time.